The main issue principals seem to have is parents not protecting their kids online, and the schools constantly having to deal with the fallout of that. Back a few years ago, the kids were asking us, like, can we have smartphones, can we have tablets, can we have gaming consoles, like all of it, right? And we were like, before we give you anything, we're going to research this. So we researched it and we researched it, and we ended up traveling halfway around the world, interviewing some of the world's leading experts in this field, because we're those people. And we ended up putting a documentary together about it.
This is such a shit film to make, eh?
As a child, if you were watching that.
Such a brutal topic.
One expert warns that a culture of denial is leaving children at risk.
Rob Cope now uses what he's learned to teach other parents.
All of that led to giving talks in schools. There was a massive demand.
He's booked out months in advance, travelling to schools all over the country.
I've given this talk a couple of hundred times now, and sometimes I still get emotional over stories, because it's, at the end of the day, I'm still a dad, and these stories are affecting our kids. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting emotional now. It's weird, but yeah.
Tonight we're at Waterloo School in Lower Hutt. So Rob, what's like the key takeaway you hope parents will get from tonight?
I think the main thing, I always want parents to know, like, this is the reality of the online world your kids are growing up in. It looks nothing like the 70s, 80s, 90s, or even the 2000s.
Do you think most parents are getting it wrong?
I think most of us parents, we're the first generation of parents who are having to deal with this issue, and we didn't realise how bad it was and how out of control it's become. And that's what I hope to turn the tide on. What our kids are facing online, like, it's never been seen before. But I would say in New Zealand, probably about 9 out of 10 of our families do not have adequate filters in place to keep our kids safe. But once your kids hit probably about 10 or 11 years old, you need to have the discussion. And you need to say, hey, we've given you unfiltered access to the internet. I'm sorry, I've dropped the ball as a parent, I shouldn't have done that. I didn't realise how bad it was out there. So now we're going to put filters on all the devices, and we're going to protect you. And the kids sometimes will be like, but that's not fair! And you're like, yeah, suck it up, life's not fair. No, it's not. Kids can't screen for more than 3 days. I've figured this out. So if you're going to change the rules on the kids, you're going to be in for a war, but it's a war worth fighting, because you're talking about the mental health of your children.